Welcome back to our discussion about promoting interdisciplinary care at the intersection of faith and neuroscience. This is another video in the series that focuses on the clinical interpretation of the CPA Report. We're taking a look at the quality of life rating and how we use it. This is the second in a series of 3 videos because we have 3 different strategies depending on the client's quality of life score. Clients come to us for different reasons. Some clients require coaching, some require counseling, some require psychotherapy. As counselors and psychologists, we're quite competent to address all 3 levels. Each level requires a somewhat different approach that will have somewhat different goals. The client who has a quality of life rating between 3.0 and 5.0 usually reports that life is tolerable as long as their anxiety, depression, and sleep disturbance scores are below the 85th percentile. Life is so-so. Something might be missing, and they might like to make it better. But beware, these people are not highly motivated to change. Life is tolerable. Life is not bad. Life is ho-hum. But keep in mind that Eeyore was comfortable with being Eeyore. He wasn't happy, but he was okay in his own skin. These people often benefit from a quality of life audit. This helps to identify the people and situations that negatively impact their quality of life. You can help this person identify specific ways to minimize negative impacts. But don't linger too long on remediating quality of life limitations. Help this person develop a growthful perspective with values-based goaling. Help them expand their horizons and awaken to new possibilities. Encourage them to develop a purpose in life greater than themselves. But what if the client has an anxiety, depression, or sleep disturbance score at or above the 85th percentile? These people have an uncomfortable quality of life. Their dreams and joys and hopes have been blurred. Their dreams and joys and hopes have been all but lost. They are tolerating life rather than pursuing life as an adventure. But the discomfort itself can be a very useful motivator. Screen for serious problems with anxiety, depression, and sleep disturbance. Place safeguards that will stop those from worsening. Screen carefully for suicidality. It may be necessary to refer to a physician for medication, but develop a client-centered treatment plan before you make the referral. The plan you develop will focus on the client's values-based goals. Session-by-session review of the goals and between-session goal-focused homework is absolutely necessary. Emotional resilience will improve. Momentum will build. This is a very exciting person to work with as you witness their awakening to the possibilities of life. I'd like to offer a case example to you, my mother. Una June LaTurner was the second of 3 children of a Tulsa, Oklahoma firefighter and his young wife. He was seriously injured in a work accident and he lost his job. The couple had to sell their home and eventually they divorced. Grandmother moved the children to Denver, where they shared a room in a hotel while she worked as a waitress. After about a year, Grandmother placed the 2 younger children in the Denver Children's Home. My mother lived in the orphanage until she was 13 years old, when she took a bus to Los Angeles to live with her uncle. She babysat and worked as a salesgirl at Penny's and went to high school where she met my father. She graduated from high school and they married just as World War II was starting. After the war, I came along. In quick succession, Mother had 5 more children. Life was very challenging on my father's salary as a teacher, but they lived across the street from Knox Presbyterian Church and began attending. Over the next several years, she developed a relationship with Christ and got herself into counseling at the Pepperdine Psychology Clinic. She always told me that both were necessary, which has become an important part of my heritage. Mother eventually became a foster mother to 15 more children. She became a grandmother and a great-grandmother, embracing all that life had to offer. She died with her children and grandchildren surrounding her, experiencing high quality of life with us as she passed on into the next life. In my conversations with her in her last few days, she was very clear about how her struggles had developed her emotional resilience. Her struggles had helped her develop self-confidence. Her struggles had led her to surrender to God and to work with a Christian counselor. Her struggles had led her well beyond her circumstances. My mother's story is an important part of me, and one of the reasons the subtitle to my book is designed for so much more. Learning from her and then learning from my often severely disabled clients, it's absolutely clear to me that we are designed for so much more. As counselors, we have this to offer, not as a promise, but with conviction. Thank you for your attention. Once again, remember our free trial offer to encourage you to try the CPA yourself.